Hello, everybody, and welcome to Mild's Culture Plate. I'm your host, Kevin Miles, the Patriot Philosopher. It is October 29th, 2022. Before we get started, I just want to say to someone out there, if you're watching, happy birthday, bro. I miss you. Anyway, has anything interesting happened in the news this week? The title of the video would suggest there have been a few things that have happened in the news this week. I'm going to get into some of the mysteries and divisiveness of Paul Pelosi and Elon Musk. So stick around for that. Before we get started, though, I'm going to take a shot of whiskey here. I've got two bottles in front of me. I've got Whistle Pig Piggyback Rye 6-year and Johnny Walker Red Label. Now, I've got the black label over in my liquor cabinet, and I've got Whistle Pig bourbon somewhere. I think up in my kitchen. So I'm going to try the Whistle Pig first. I've got a couple of shot glasses with a nice little chiller cube in it. And I'm going to slam a little whiskey and then get going here with the news topics of the day. Just kind of giving everybody a chance to fill her in while I get a little beverage on. Oh, look at that. Right to the rim. Perfect size. Oh, yeah, that smells good. So, how's everybody doing today? Let me know in the chat. Let me know what you've been up to. Oh, yeah, that's good. This is the second time I've had the Whistle Pig on stream. Whew. Yeah. The reviews I've read of this stuff, the Whistle Pig Rye here, says it was originally created to be like a mixer, which would make sense being in the airplane bottles, but that it was also a pretty good sipper. So I probably shouldn't have shot it like that, but pretty good stuff. I approve. So without further ado, I'll go ahead and jump into the first topic. Let's see here. Elon Musk has finally taken control of the Twitter corporation. And I'm sure most everyone out there has seen this stuff by now, but I'm going to give a little bit of my take on it. So before I bring up any of the Twitter screenshots of some of the hilarity that's happened this week, let me give you a little hilarity myself. First off, I've never had faith that Elon Musk was a right-winger or gave two shits about conservative values or even free speech. And this is going to be a theme of today's show, is that as much as the left wing and the right wing are a thing, there are a lot of individuals who reside somewhere in the middle between the two and garner their worldview from little pieces of the right and the left. So that's going to be a theme of today's show, so keep that in mind. So I'm going to start out by saying, I never once believed, and I still don't believe, that Elon Musk is a right-wing activist. And I don't think you're going to get me to believe that. Sorry for the clicking noises. I'm going to click around here and try to get some things ready for the meat of the argument here. So all these people who thought that Elon Musk would come rescue Twitter, on the one hand, it's a good thing because you have an individual who while dabbling in the tech sphere, while dabbling in the corporate entity sphere, in the Fortune 500, World Economic Forum touched super economy that we have, right? I don't think Elon Musk is the same stripe as Jack or as Zuckerberg. So what I see is a rich guy who wanted to post what he wanted on a social media platform, was concerned that maybe some of the things he said would become unpopular, and saw a problem with that. And I think he saw a problem with the bots. And he thought maybe getting involved would help the discourse of the country. I don't know. But I don't think he's a right-wing activist, and I don't think he's come to rescue Twitter. I honestly, I don't think Donald Trump's coming back. While I hold out hope, I don't think Alex Jones and InfoWars are coming back. And then you have the numerous smaller accounts. I have faith and hope that Nick Rekieta will be back on Twitter. So if you haven't done so and you're on Twitter, just go throw a hashtag free Nick Rekieta on Twitter. You know, he was banned for saying the word mutant. And you know, we're not living in X-Men times, you know, mutant isn't a protected class. So take a minute, go hashtag free Nick Rekieta. And let's try to get the man his Twitter handle back. So, you know, I hope Elon Musk can at least get that done for us. But no, I think there's a lot of smaller accounts that have been banned for, quote, hate speech that we're not going to see back on Twitter. So first of all, where... Let me go ahead and bring this one up. Here we go. Oh, you know what? My logo's in the wrong place because my last stream I tried to cover up the law and cuck. There we go. So here we go. Anyone suspended... So Michaela Peterson, Jordan Peterson's daughter... Can you bring back my dad, Jordan Peterson, back on here, but also somehow make sure he doesn't spend all his time on Twitter? And then he says, anyone suspended for minor and dubious reasons will be freed from Twitter jail. Now, this is why I have hope for Nick Rekieta. Because calling someone a mutant is definitely a minor and dubious reason. In fact, you know what? I'm gonna reply to him right here. Then you should hashtag free Nick Rekieta. I spelled that right? Yeah. Boom. Okay, so we got that on there. All right, now it's on Elon Musk. Now it's on Elon Musk to free Nick Rekieta. So sorry, gotta suck on my robot dick again. Anyway, but, you know, I'm not talking shit on Elon. You know, I think his heart's in the right place, and I think he's dedicated to some semblance of free speech. I don't think it's going to be completely free speech, and I think what he said, and I don't have the tweet brought up, I should have brought it up, but, you know, he said he's going to have a council. And let me tell you, I have no faith in a council. He said the council is going to be diverse. He's going to have a community standards council that will be diverse. I think that was the tweet of our diverse viewpoints. I could be wrong about the exact language. I'm paraphrasing. But unless he's got like a Michael Malice or a Jack Posobiec, I have no faith in the diversity of this counsel. And even Jack Posobiec and Michael Malice, I would say Luke Radowski or even a fucking Tim Pool. Ooh, ooh, the whiskey's coming. Ooh, I'm feeling it. Anyway, you know, you got to kind of mix it up a bit. You know, you can't have just left and right. You got to have some people who are grassroots right wing and grassroots left wing. And I've always said this. You know, believe it or not, there are a lot of people on the grassroots left who aren't crazy left, right? They're not crazy on the left. They're not insane leftists. They're not trying to indoctrinate your kids. That's going to be your establishment left. That's going to be your activist left. But there are some grassroots left who may be misguided, but they just want the fucking water to be clean. They just want fucking endangered species not to be hunted to extinction. And they just want poor people to be able to fucking eat tomorrow. Okay. I mean, you may be misguided about how those problems get solved on a global level, but I can get behind the idea that we should potentially put some of our focus into solving some of those issues. And so those people are more our allies. Those aren't the groomers. Those aren't the, hey, let's throw billions of dollars to Ukraine. Those aren't the, hey, let's go to war. Those aren't the Russia people. Those aren't the people who are screaming about Twitter become a right-wing inward cesspit, right? Because that's the complaint now, is that right-wingers are not going to now feel free to just spam the N-word all over Twitter. Which, you know, I've seen some of that. And I don't condone some of that. You know, it's like I say in Nick Rekieta's Locals chat, hey, you know, slurs are for feds. You know, I don't, you know, I'm for free speech, but quite frankly, I think you can say a phrase or a sentence without using a slur. And honestly, I think it's bait, but it is what it is. The internet's going to be the internet, and people are going to do what they're going to do, and cool. You know, give you the big thumbs up. You know, like the big thumbs up mean you do what you want. I'm not gonna bitch, but you know, my personal opinion is slurs are for feds. Anyway, so back to Elon Musk here. Elon, bro. Like I said, I have no faith he's going to put Alex Jones back on, but put Alex Jones back on. Drive these people crazy, especially now that he's been going through what he's been going through in court. For him to have a platform on Twitter, for him to be able to talk about what he's been going through in the courtroom, the way he's been silenced, the way his lawyer was threatened with contempt of court if they tried to at least speak some truth in the courtroom, that the lawyer would go to jail for contempt. I mean, these things need a bigger platform. And don't get me wrong, Alex Jones has an amazing platform. He's got a 24-hour stream going on Rumble. Wow. Drink some more whiskey there, Kevin. Anyway. So yeah, you know, so now that Elon Musk is running Twitter, people are calling it a right-wing hellscape, and I just don't think that's the case. And I have no faith in this council, this Community Standards Council, to be fair, impartial, and honoring free speech. So, you know, I tried to take a minute and get some of the craziest spurgs. So here we go. Here's one. And of course, I brought it up on the... Here we go. Breaking right-wing billionaire. Right-wing billionaire. Right-wing. So immediately, Occupy Democrats. I mean, if you know Occupy Democrats, they don't know what the hell they're talking about half the time. Right-wing billionaire Elon Musk promises advertisers that Twitter won't become a free-for-all hellscape, although that's exactly what it will become if he lets the racist trolls, Nazis. Sorry, when I see that word, I envision people in a fucking Ouija board, got some candles around them, and they're trying to summon the mustache man from World War II to come back and post on Twitter. Anyway. And Donald Trump. Retweet if you don't believe him. A free-for-all hellscape. Okay, so let's unpack free-for-all hellscape for just a minute. Now look, there are anon accounts, right? There are anonymous accounts out there that have spent the last 2 days posting inward. Donald Trump has never done that. Alex Jones has never done that. Nick Rekieta has never done that. Which, if that becomes part of the terms of service, if this is true, if Occupy Democrats is right, if they turn out to be right, Nick Rekieta, this goes out to Nick. Please, if they're correct, come back and just post inward F slur. It is what it is. Anyway. Retweet if you don't believe him. And there's 3,929 retweets, 313 quote tweets. And then they replied, if you think Elon Musk is dead wrong after he just announced that Twitter won't become a hellscape when he invites Trump and his fellow white supremacists back on Twitter, please join Tribal Social. Fuck this Tribal Social. I have no idea what the fuck it is. But let's be honest. Tribal Social is just going to be like Truth Social. They're trying to fucking separate the right and the left. And that's fucking Twitter's here for us to argue. It's for the right and the left to argue. But the left don't want to fucking argue. They want to run away to an echo chamber. The only reason the right wing goes off to an echo chamber is because they've been banned from Twitter. They would rather stay on Twitter and debate with you. But you ban them from Twitter, so then they got to run off to alt tech platforms like Gab and Truth Social, where they don't get a chance to argue with the left. And now the left makes Tribal Social, which is going to become a left-wing hellscape, echo chamber. But you do you, bro. Peace out, Occupy Democrats. Do what you want to do. Leave. Speaking of leaving, let me... John Cooper. Now, again, I'm not very familiar with John Cooper, but hey, he's a blue check mark, so apparently he has something to say, right? Elon Musk just fired the CEO of Twitter. Fuck it, I'm staying, are you? Some people are leaving Twitter in droves today, but it's imperative that liberals stick together. Follow call to activism and keep the network strong. Time to stick together. I don't see my reply here, but I replied with the meme. It's the meme of the stick figures that are in a huddle, and then the one stick figure that's left out saying, and I put it to where he says, fuck it, I'm staying. And then the dude jumps up with the giant thumbs up like, all right. And then they go back to being in their little group and leave the guy out. You know, it's like, yeah, cool, bro. You do you. We're still going to be over here being cool. Peace out. Like, fuck it, I'm staying. Like, who gives a shit? You were going to stay anyway. I mean, Occupy Democrats said to go to what is that? Tribal Social. But come on, how many people are really going to spend, all these spur gas blue check marks that spend all fucking day, fucking 800 tweets a day, 800 fucking tweets a day. How many of them do you think are really going to go to Tribal Social and post fucking 800 spurgs about Donald Trump in 24 hours? Getting barely any engagement because they're in an echo chamber with everyone else who's posting 800 fucking on their phone. Come on now. Come on, John. Of course you were staying. Why do I give a shit? Why do you need to announce that you're staying? So yeah, Elon Musk fired the CEO of Twitter. A lot of people were fired at Twitter. Where is it? I've got too many windows open. I gotta find it here. I have a window that has vanished from my computer. I swear I had it open. Okay, John Cooper, Occupy Democrats. Michaela Peterson. I know I can find it pretty quick. But I'm here for comedy. So I wanted to show you the best part of waking up here. Where is it? Here we go. Here we go. Sorry for the black window of death here. I didn't realize that me closing those windows would create a black window of death. But here we go. Ligma Johnson. Musk has allegedly fired an entire team of Twitter data engineers as laid off employees. Rahul Ligma left and Daniel Johnson on the right are pictured walking out of the San Francisco office on Friday afternoon. The Associated Free Press via Getty Images. Now, I've seen some news headlines that these two were actually trolls. That the media approached some trolls carrying boxes. And this guy's holding, look at that. Look at that. He's holding Michelle Obama's autobiography. My Penis in the Sheets or whatever it's called. Michelle Obama's biography. Dude's holding it and carrying out his box of books, box of personal belongings from the Twitter headquarters. And again, the whole thing wound up being a troll. And then Elon Musk, the CEO of Twitter, Ligma Johnson had it coming with a fucking eggplant emoji and a squirt emoji. I mean, you gotta fucking love it, man. You gotta love the meme worthiness, the shit posting. If you're not a fan of this level of shit posting, where one of the biggest news stories of the week happens, and the main central figure involved is like, okay, fuck PR, I'm gonna shit post about this. Fucking this is fucking amazing. This is the most hilarious. Earlier this week, when he went into the Twitter offices, he was carrying the sink, and he captioned it, "Let that sink in," right? That was great. That was wonderful. But Ligma Johnson had it coming. This is the fucking tweet of the month. You're fucking amazing, dude. You're fucking amazing. All right. Folks, I spend a decent amount of time on Twitter every day. But not like the crazies, you know. I go on there to see what national news stories are trending, what the media figures I follow are up to, and then I'll catch a viral video or two. Because for most of those viral videos, I'll just wait and watch iHypocrite's show on Sunday nights. You know, I'm not trying to fucking see them all as they happen on Twitter. I'll watch that iHypocrite show on Sunday nights. You Can't Stop Progress. You can find that on iHypocrite's channel. And watch it on Odyssey. Because he has to trim shit down for YouTube or censor shit for YouTube. And doesn't always post it to YouTube. But hypocrite on Odyssey. The best shit you'll see on Twitter all week. He compiles it on a one long show. And just the craziness. The fist fights in McDonald's. The stabbings in the subway. The transgender activists. The teachers talking transgender shit in their classroom, the non-binary otherkin talking about their pronouns, just all the viral clips you would see on Twitter all week, compiles into one. So big shout out to him. I mean, he's not a sponsor. I'm not giving him some kind of, it's an awesome show. I love watching it, and it's some shit I think anyone watching me would be into, man. He does it pretty good. And so I can't afford to donate to his PayPal or whatever it is. So the best thing I could do is give him a shout out here and direct people to him. So on that note, I'm going to give him a toast. We're now approaching the halfway mark of my show. And quite frankly, the next part's going to be deep and mysterious. And so I want to go ahead and give a toast to iHypocrite and have a little taste of this Johnny Walker Red. Good stuff. So cheers to everyone here in the chat. Cheers to iHypocrite. Cheers to Elon Musk. Cheers to Alex Jones and Nick Rekieta. Blended Scotch whiskey. It's really got kind of a light flavor, almost like it doesn't even taste like whiskey. It almost tastes like fucking iced tea. Like it's real muted. But I'm getting a lot of aftertaste. A lot of spice on the tongue afterward. Quite interesting. Kind of typical of Johnny Walker. It's similar to the black, but it's got a little more spice at the end, but almost a muted nothingness while you're drinking it. I could really see how somebody could get really fucked up and hammered on that, because like you can't taste it till it's gone. Like you've already done it. Like there's nothing stopping you. You can't just, like you don't have that urge to spit it back up. Like almost a vanilla tobacco is pretty good at the end. Pretty good aftertaste. Pretty good finish. Anyway. So back to, oh shit. Sorry, folks, I left you on this freaking image of Ligma Johnson. Let me take that back down for a minute. Because before we get into the next story, which the next story is going to be the break-in of the Pelosi home. The home invasion and hammer attack of Nancy Pelosi's husband, Paul. You know what? No. I'm not going to preface it. I'll cover it as we're covering it. So let me bring this down. So if you're not familiar with the story, Yesterday, police responded to a 911 call where the dispatcher had requested a wellness check at the home of Congresswoman Nancy Pelosi. When police arrived, they found Mr. Pelosi, Paul Pelosi, and another male individual, David DePape, wrestling over a hammer. Now, I've heard different reports that each of them had their own hammers. And I've heard reports that the two of them were fighting each other over one hammer that Mr. DePape, David DePape, had eventually retained control of and then proceeded to attack Paul Pelosi with the hammer. Now, these are either way, he attacked Pelosi with the hammer. And so, in the days, in the last 36 hours, let's say, 28 hours, there have been a lot of different news reports about this. And let me tell you, I'm not going to bring up the tweets. I'm not going to drag a bunch of fucking tweets out. No, I am going to drag a bunch of fucking tweets out, but not for this. There are all the left-wing reply guys, all the Lincoln Project types, the you know the types. You know who I'm talking about. The left-wing reply types on Twitter. And if you don't know who I'm talking about, the left-wing reply types on Twitter. I mean, that's enough said. You get the gist. They're going full fucking blue anon, right? They're saying, oh yeah, this guy was an insane right-winger who broke in screaming, "Where's Nancy?" holding this hammer and trying to murder Paul Pelosi because he really wanted to murder Nancy. Okay, well, sure. I mean, that's going to be the media narrative. That's what they're trying to push. Okay. There's a problem. There are some things that don't add up to MAGA QAnon. And they're all saying it's MAGA and QAnon. That he posted on his social media all kinds of QAnon stuff. For one, I'm not familiar with what exactly is QAnon stuff. I remember there was all the, it's all part of Trump's plan and Trump's going to win in the end and all these conspiracy theory stuff. Sure. But I don't know what QAnon people are saying now. And so this is where I get into what I wanted to rant about. Left wing versus right wing and individualism. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't consider myself right wing. I'm sure 9/10 of these reply guys and blue anon types on Twitter would definitely refer to me as right wing. But I don't. And I consider myself conservative. And that word has a completely different context than right wing. I've considered myself libertarian. I don't agree with mainstream neocon Republicans. But the Republican Party is changing. So there are some Republicans in the mainstream who believe a lot of things that I believe. But here's the thing. I've been in this game for years. I've been in this game for decades. So back when Republicans were sucking off the cops and sucking off the war machine and sending all our money in tanks overseas, I was considered left-wing. Now the Democrats are doing those things. Now I'm right wing. Okay. But here's the thing. There are those of us who've been conspiracy theorists. Those who look a little deeper into what's going on. Conspiracy theory isn't a right-wing thing. So again, I don't know what was on David DePape's social media. It could have been pro-Trump shit. I don't care. I post some things on my Twitter that could be viewed as pro-Trump. But I don't post it because it's pro-Trump. I post it because it exposes the hypocrisy of the media. It exposes the hypocrisy of our left wing, of Washington, of the bullshit. And so when you get on here and try to tell me David DePape is right-wing because he's a QAnon conspiracy theorist type, my alarm bells go off because people could say the same shit about me. They said he was posting election denial stuff. And again, I haven't seen the shit. I could be wrong. I wish I could research this shit deeper. But now it's buried. The FBI has gotten involved, and a lot of information about this individual has been buried. But there's some information that hasn't been. Let's explore. So, uh-oh. Window. Sorry, I'm going to bring you into yet another tweet here, a video. And of course, I'm clicking the wrong shit. Here we go. So this was the home of the accused. This is a video of when the FBI arrived to David DePape's home.
This right here?
So what do you notice? What do you notice? Let's go back a little bit. Okay, so first thing, right down there, we've got a rainbow flag with a marijuana leaf. Does that sound very Republican? Does that sound QAnon? And then up here in the window, you see this window right here, this black sign? Berkeley United Against Hate. Berkeley United Against Hate. So he's got an LGBT marijuana flag and Berkeley United Against Hate. Very, very Republican. And I got another tweet I'm going to bring up that shows these things a little more clearly and better zoomed in. So yeah, this was the FBI at his home. Okay, so let me go ahead and bring that down. And for those of you who would like to see a bigger view of these things, here we go. So there's the flag. Oh, look, up in the other window, you could barely see it. Black Lives Matter. Black Lives Matter. How Republican of you, sir? Sir, your Black Lives Matter is very conservative. Right-wing hate speech. Berkeley, you stands united against hate. Very hate speech, sir. And then the flag. Okay, and so shout out to Couch Surfer on Twitter for those screenshots. Now, a little disclaimer. It has been said that the person who owned the house was a friend. Perhaps he is right-wing and the friend isn't. And it's been said that he was living in a school bus in the driveway. You got me, folks. Maybe he's not left-wing. Maybe he is right-wing. Maybe he's a conspiracy theorist, Donald Trump supporter. I don't know. But shit just hasn't been adding up. Here's one other thing I want to bring up. Another tweet, a screenshot from Politico. Officers arrived at the house, knocked on the front door, and were let inside by an unknown person. They discovered DePape and Pelosi struggling for a hammer, and after they instructed them to drop the weapon, DePape took the hammer and violently attacked Pelosi. Unknown person. There was a third person there. So the narrative is that somehow Pelosi convinced DePape to let him use the restroom. Like, you got a guy literally trying to kill you and your wife, and he lets you go to the toilet where you have a phone and a hammer in the bathroom. For some reason, his phone was charging in the bathroom. Maybe he just got out of the shower. Again, the details are confusing as hell from a logistic standpoint. But yes, maybe he was taking a shower, so he plugged his phone in the bathroom, asked to take a piss, went to the bathroom, called 911 while he was in the toilet. And I guess maybe he had a hammer in the bathroom, came out, and the two of them got into a scuffle. I don't know. But, so while all this was going on, there was a third person, an unknown third person, who answers the door for police. And this third person didn't get involved when this man in his 80s is being attacked with a hammer, or threatened with a hammer at least. And part of the 911 call, the word friend came up. And Pelosi used the guy's name, David. Like, how did you know his name? Maybe, the theory is maybe a psycho wandered into his house, didn't know where he was, but wasn't being violent. So he called the cops, tried to calm the guy down, and then when the cops showed up, that's what escalated things. I could see that happening. I could see that as being the true story. But you got two grown-ass men in their underwear. You got a third person. God knows who the fuck this is. Nancy's not home. And yeah, at some point it's like, where's Nancy? Well, why is he asking for Nancy? And if this was a political hit, why didn't he attack him with the hammer before the whole bathroom, the 911, and the cops showing? This isn't political. So, the right wing media says, you know, because it was two men in their underwear, because you got a third person, you got all these things that don't add up. This sounds more like a situation about gay lovers quarreling. I'm not going to go so far as to call the man gay. I mean, maybe he is. I mean, look, he was drunk driving. He's a scumbag. Don't get me wrong. No love lost for Paul Pelosi here. I'm not going to go as far as to say I know the guy's gay, because I don't. I don't know. I'm going to be honest. I don't know if the guy's gay or not. I'm not going to call a motherfucker gay until I know he's gay. Right? But for the sake of argument, let's say lovers quarrel, they get in an argument, he calls, says, hey, my friend Dave's acting weird. You know, he's having a side effect to the vaccine he got earlier today. I'm just kidding. Please, YouTube, just kidding. The cops show up, he's like, wait, what the fuck are these cops? And then just starts attacking with the guy with the hammer. Where's Nancy? I don't know where Nancy is. Maybe this is Nancy's lover. I don't know. I don't care. The point is, the media and the blue anon people and the fucking left-wing Twitter fucking reply guys were so quick to say, this is a fucking Donald Trump guy. This is QAnon. This is a conspiracy theorist. Okay, maybe he has conspiracy theories on his fucking Twitter. Maybe he has conspiracies on his fucking Facebook. That doesn't make him the same as me, and that doesn't make him the same as mainstream Republicans. And so this motherfucking idea, this guilt by association, because he may say some things that the left wing doesn't say, that automatically makes him right wing, and therefore that automatically makes the entire right wing of American politics somehow responsible for the violence this motherfucker committed against a guy who's not even that fucking nice of a guy anyway. And somehow we're supposed to be fucking concerned about that as an average American. No, fuck you, reply guys. Fuck you, Blue Anon. And fuck you, Twitter people, man. It just... Mainstream media, go fuck yourself. I'm not responsible for David DePape. Neither is Donald Trump or Elon Musk or anybody fucking else. You should find whoever's responsible for David DePape's fucking mental medication and hold them responsible. It's the October surprise, folks. I'm not saying it's a false flag, but it sure is funny when alleged political violence happens a mere 5 days before an election. Isn't that kind of fucking funny? Isn't it kind of fucking funny that Nancy Pelosi is up for re-election like she is every 2 years, and 5 days before that election, somebody breaks into her house and attacks her fucking husband with a hammer? I'm not saying it's a false flag, but it's anger inducing. So if it's not a false flag, then fuck you, David DePape. And fuck him anyway. Even if it is a false flag, if it's not a false flag, I don't care. Fuck David DePape. David DePape has nothing to do with American politics. And the fact that so many left-wingers, blue anoners, fucking Twitter reply guys are going on and on and on now about right-wing extremism. Mind you, there was a fucking state auditor. What state was that? Jesus Christ. Meanwhile, there's a state auditor for Arkansas. No, not a state auditor. A candidate for state auditor in Arkansas arrested for first-degree terroristic threats. Let's look at this for a second. Let's fucking bring this shit up. Because goddamn it, I'm pissed off now. Fuck you, left-wingers. The Blaze. This is from The Blaze. Democrat candidate in Arkansas arrested for allegedly making terroristic threats. You're not seeing this plastered all over Twitter. You're not seeing this plastered all over the news. On Friday, Diamond Arnold Johnson, who's currently running to be the state auditor of Arkansas, was arrested while she was conducting a Facebook live stream. According to reports, she had an outstanding warrant for first-degree terroristic threatening, a Class D felony. Max Brantley of the Arkansas Times reported that 2 months ago, Arnold Johnson's husband, Eric Johnson, went on trial for terroristic threatening based on some unidentified Facebook messages that had been attributed to him. During court proceedings, his wife testified that she had been the one to make the threats, not her husband, resulting in his acquittal. Her open court admission then prompted further investigation into the threats. Police obtained a warrant for her arrest and attempted to serve her on October 13th, but Arnold Johnson supposedly refused. Rather than escalate... Oh, these fucking cops. Oh, sorry. If it was you or me, with a warrant for our arrest, I mean, I don't care who you are on the other end of this camera. I don't care who's watching me. My assumption is you're not a Democrat running for office. So I don't care if you're black, you're white, woman, man, gay, straight. The other person on the side of this camera, whoever's watching me right now, whoever you are, you or me, with a warrant for terroristic threats, do you think the cops would be like, well, he said nah, so I think we're going to leave. He said nah. He said no, he's not coming. He don't want to go to jail today. We'll come back later. Bruh. Little Rock Police Department decided to serve her again on Friday when she locked herself in the bathroom before eventually opening the door and cooperating with officers. She was then booked on Pulaski County Jail, $30,000 bond. It's unclear when she's expected to appear in court. So, the one hand, Paul Pelosi. The other hand, you have someone actually making terroristic threats, but they're part of the Democratic Party. And again, I'm not trying to make this a left wing, right wing bullshit, two wings of the same fucking bird argument. Not going there. But it's fucking funny. It's fucking funny that the headlines are all about right-wing conspiracy theorists and their violence. Like, that's what the conversation in this country is right now because of this Pelosi shit. Meanwhile, you have a Democrat making terroristic threats. And again, I don't even know what the fucking terroristic threats are. Come on, news agencies. Tell me what the terroristic threats are. It could be something harmless. And if so, then I take back my outrage. If it's a harmless threat, like, you know, I'm going to go drop a bomb in the bathroom of the whatever, you know. Like, it could just be, you know, talking about taking a shit. I don't know. I don't see... they didn't include the comment. But, you know, if it's enough for police to get involved and arrest a candidate, I will assume there's at least something to it until otherwise, but anything's possible at this point. It could be a trumped up bullshit charge, so I'm not going to get too upset about it, but I will say it's kind of funny timing that when this hits the news, it gets no coverage. Meanwhile, everyone's talking about this break-in of the Pelosi home, in which there are so many conflicting reports and again, so many things that don't add up, that I don't think you could just say it's a right-winger. It could be. And there are people reporting he's got conspiracy theories on his social media accounts, but yet they never post the screenshots. They don't bring the receipts. And the people I see bringing the receipts show pictures of his house with Black Lives Matter, with Berkeley Stands Against Hate, and with a rainbow hemp flag. 3 things that Republicans are definitely, well, really 4, because rainbow and hemp, that's 2, are not fucking known for. We got a couple minutes left of the show. All I'm saying is think for yourself, people. I fucking love you. I love you. I'm sorry I'm going on angry rants. I wish I could go on more funny rants. Perhaps I need to cover more hilarious topics. I mean, Ligma Johnson was pretty funny, you have to fucking admit. That was great. I wish every story I covered was Elon Musk firing Ligma and Johnson. Ligma and Johnson, man. Whoever you guys are, fucking hats off to you. Fucking hats off to you. And yes, I was a Kansas City Royals hat. And yes, I know the Kansas City Royals suck. You don't have to tell me. Okay. So, cheers to Elon Musk. Here's hope for a better Twitter and a better future and a better time on social media moving forward. Cheers. And I've had enough whiskey for today now. Both are empty. Both are empty. I have finished my whiskey like a good boy. Now I can have dessert. I want to thank everybody for coming out today. I always appreciate anytime anyone comes. My goal for one day is to have a thriving chat that I could respond to and interact with, or have some guests on. But first, I got to figure out the whole StreamYard thing. I don't know how else I would host, because I'm just using OBS right now. So I got to figure out StreamYard or some other way to host a guest. Maybe fucking Skype, but man, Skype sucks. I hate Skype. But I'll figure something else out. I will figure something else out. But one of these days I will have some guests. And my goal is to grow the channel enough to where there's a thriving chat going and I can interact with the chat, interact with a guest, and this won't be just me rambling and cussing into this camera. But in order to do that, I need your help. First off, click the like button, big thumbs up below. Leave a comment. Let me know what you think. Let me know. Do you think the Pelosi thing is a right-wing extremist? Do you think the Pelosi thing is his gay lover? Do you think it could just be some weirdo conspiracy theorist who's neither right or left, but more like some kind of hippie nudist, which that was another thing I didn't even bring up. That, like, there's this whole hippie nudist angle to it. Do you think he's just a hippie nudist conspiracy theorist who's somewhere in between the right and the left, and it's not really that political? He just wanted to murder Nancy. Like, let me know down in the comments below. So leave me a comment about any of the topics I covered today. Come back for the live chat every Wednesday and Saturday. Usually it's Wednesday somewhere between 11 and 9 p.m. I try to let you know on Twitter slightly ahead of time. So follow me on Twitter at NerfMild. Come back Wednesday and Saturday afternoon, usually around the 4 o'clock time slot. Come back, chat with me, leave comments below. Most importantly, if you want to come back, you have to know when I'm streaming. So like I said, the Twitter thing, or you can hit the bell for notifications. If you have a YouTube app on your phone or other smart device, you hit that bell for notifications. Then once in a blue moon, it'll let you know I'm going live. Hit subscribe. Subscribe will show you my videos in your subscription feed. You can watch them later. Or share this with a friend. Share this with a friend who doesn't mind someone who drinks whiskey, rambles, and once in a blue moon talks about Batman comics. Or movies. Because I also do movie reviews. I haven't done any fucking review. I mean, okay. I just literally lied because my last Saturday show I reviewed Black Adam. So go check out that video. But it's been a while since I've done reviews on a regular basis. I'm going to try to get back into doing that. I promised you all a bunch of reviews for a bunch of movies. And that's coming. But in the meantime, like, share, subscribe. Hit the bell for notifications. Leave a comment below. Come back for the next chat. Love you all. See you next time. Come on back to Mild's Comics Plate, folks. Catch me next time. Peace. Love y'all. Bye.